Hello, sister friends. Lots of technical problems today. As you may know, as you all trickle in, because I had to completely delete the last live stream. It froze. So hopefully you will figure it out. I know that some of you will end up just sitting on there wondering what the heck happened, expecting it to come back. But hopefully you get another notification and you realize you need to jump over to another one of these. Oh, yoy. Life. Oh, and I don't even have my notes. They're in the other room. That's all right. That's all right. I'm going to play off of all of you today. I've been editing videos all day on this, and so it's pretty fresh on my mind. Plus, I have my notes from Sunday night here. I just made bullet points on topics to cover today. So thank you all for finding me over on this new link. And it's sort of working. As you can see, the stuff isn't scrolling again. What can you do? I don't know. It works Sunday night. I'm thinking maybe the scrolling works Sunday night. I mean, I don't know. Everything I've looked up just tells me to do the steps I did. And on their demonstrations, it works. It works Sunday night. I'm wondering if maybe, I mean, it seems dumb, but like there were just less names because the only names I had in there were the SOS supporters because those were the only people at the live. So I just had those names scrolling. That would be consistent because the last time we tried to do this last Tuesday, we couldn't get it to scroll. But it didn't scroll right away on Sunday either. Eventually it did. I don't know. Gosh, I need more than an hour to get ready for these lives with all these technical problems. All right, everybody. All right, people are finding us over here. That is exciting. Let me say hi to everyone. Hello, Lisa, Dispatcher Badass, Stephanie, Abner, Shelly, Vincent, Ben Dunn here, Kathy Ferran, Candace Parker, who was number 5 in hitting the likes, Wendy's Front Yard, Candace was number 3. Wendy's Front Yard was number 5 in hitting the like button. Candace Parker, hello. Kathy Ferrand, also number 5, which means you're probably number 6. Stephanie Abner, I'm looking forward to it too. Hello, Susan. Hello, Karen. You got a notification? Good. Jane constantly having internet issues as well. Yeah. I don't know. It could be internet. Like I have the highest possible streaming platform for a home that you could have, but it is Spectrum, which I know a lot of people call rectum because it's a pain in the ass. But I just don't know if there's anyone that I can get that would be any more. I'm thinking it might be my OBS software, which makes me now think maybe I should look into upgrading it because, of course, I use the free version. I wonder if it has any more capacity, load capacity. I thought it just did more things, but that's something to look for this week. Let me write that down. Yes, yes, indeed. Look up paid version, because if that's going to happen every week, this will drive me crazy, of OBS software. Okay. Hello, Champagne Mommy 27. Aw, thank you. Rosalind Davis, hello. Whoa, we're jumping ahead. Oh, look at all the people finding us. Oh, good. Wee Wee McRyan. All right. You'll wait if I want to get the notes. Oh, thank you. I do have notes. We'll be able to. I have 4 pages of notes from Sunday night. And I have been editing my video. It's just going to be one video. It's going to be just like shy of an hour because so much of it was that conversation between Kody and I just didn't know where to divide it up. So it might come out on Thursday just because tomorrow everyone's going to be watching this and reading all your chat. And I don't want to discourage them from doing that. So I might just send it out on Thursday morning. Plus a lot of people say, I really look forward to it when I'm having my coffee in the morning and I see you posted a new video. So if they get 2 on the same day, I don't want to disappoint their tea or coffee for the next morning. Hello, Short C. Where was Kody's winter gloves? Good question. He didn't have gloves on, did he? You guys are more astute than me. Kathy was confused like Robyn. I was too. What is going on? Maybe it froze because of me trying to get that scrolling to work up here, which again, I'll just take it down. I don't know. We got it working on Sunday. Don't know. Then you thought you had FOMO and missed the live. I just deleted the whole thing so people wouldn't get confused. So let me close this door a little bit though. Okay. Talking a little loud. Don't want to disrupt the rest of the people in the house. Okay, Mama Squirrel, hello. Anja, hello. You're back. Yay! It's just Shirley, hello. Good. You should get a notification for this one. I just had to create a whole new post. It's the same thumbnail, but I don't want to take time creating a new thumbnail. So I figured people will figure it out. All right. Hello, Liz. Actually not late. We didn't start until like 10 after or quarter after. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Valadia. Good to see you. Hello, Anja was 24. Missy Lane, you were number 23 in the likes. Yes, if you hit like on the last thumbnail on the last stream for people who were in on that one before the whole thing shut down, hit the like button again because that one is just, it's gone. It's deleted forever. All right, is messing up because of hurricane damage. I don't know. We, shockingly, in Ohio, really have not gotten hit bad at all. I mean, not even rain. I feel guilty even saying that because of the horrible conditions everyone's going through. It'll come our way. And then Florida's getting hit again. It's just not right. Okay, Marie, hello. Lisa. Robyn had gloves and a matching hat. Yes, she did. She was prepared to go on camera. Mia was number 21 in the likes. Hello. Hi, Morticia. Hi, Knit My Bit. Tara Lee, 68. Hello. 24 in the likes. Liz S. Notification was late. I created it late. You didn't get it late. It was the second notification. The first one I deleted. All right. Oh, Jennifer Richardson, you are in Florida. Take care. Be safe. And maybe get out of there. Well, you're probably not in the path. So many people are staying, and that makes me so nervous. I'm like, oh, go, 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 go. Brenda, hello. Brandy Phillips, woohoo! Yay! I'm glad you found this channel too. Rosamond Harris was number 35 in hitting the like button. Dee Dee was 39. Hello. Whoa, we're jumping ahead. Okay, look at all the people getting in here now. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. Everyone's finding us. Notifications going out. Oh, there's so many people. All right, I'm just going to do a couple more minutes of saying hello. Then I'm going to get my thing and do my shout outs to the top 2 levels, and we're gonna start talking. So Becky, hi. Lisa, hi. Hello, it's me, Shelly. Schwartzy, I think I saw you already. Marie, Candace Parker, Kathy, we saw you. Lisa, Lynn Skinner, hello, and thank you for being here to moderate. Truth to Oneself, hello. Elsa A, hi. More Shenanigans, love that name. Beverly Miner, Carol Davis, Franny, Logue, Denise Breton. We're gonna need bottles tonight, isn't it the truth? I mean, so many people were saying it was not a good episode. What? I don't know where they're getting that from. I thought it was a good episode. All right, Cat, number 51 in the likes from Nova Scotia. Is that NS? Nova Scotia? I know we don't have a state with that abbreviation, so tell me if it's not Nova Scotia. Okay. All right, Lisa Hannon, hello. Hello in the UK. Okay. Yes, so many problems. Software problems, I think is what it is. Ronia Forever, hello. Deborah Sabella, hey. Can't wait to hear about Fake Sabin. We actually, there was a tear. There was a tear in this episode. Can you believe it? We have to talk about that, people. We have to talk about the authentic nature of the fight conversation, because I have been hearing such mixed stuff on it, and I really went with a whole different angle. So you guys might be surprised when my video comes out this week. I wanted to get it out. You know what? I'll have time to edit it. At the very end, it says, so tune in on Tuesday Night Live. I worked on it all day. I wanted to get it out before this. That's partly why I just got here probably like 45 minutes early. And then, when things go wrong and you only give yourself a little bit of time to get everything set up, it's not good. Okay. Figrecula. One, hello. Whiskey River, good to see you here. Ellison, hi. I'm doing you know what? James and I were specifically doing the book, so I don't know. I'll troubleshoot and think about it. Maybe I'll get him to come on here, and I have to come up with like a theme and a set idea and like plan like what it would look like, because I just don't want it to be random. Like, I don't know if it's topic related or if we just do person related, if we just do it like once every other week and we pick a different person and go through all of them. I don't know. I have to think about that, but you can always shoot ideas to me. I'm completely open to it. And you can actually, if you're shooting ideas, the best place to do them is not in the chat, but in the comment section, so that it's easier for me to find them after the fact. Okay. Hello, fellow travelers to Old Spirit Art. Artie, good to see you here again. Welcome. What time is it? Here's your way. Why am I waiting? 1 a.m. Yeah. Oh, I'm so impressed that you're here. Hi, Steve. Welcome. Crafting and Coffee with Kelly. Hello. Angela. Tina in the last 20. Hi. Tracy's Fractured History is here. Hello. I just skipped over somebody. My chat jumps ahead because I have to do this pop-out chat in order to get the chat to show up on the screen, and it's not user-friendly. If I get too far behind, it just throws ahead and catches me up to date. I'm like, no, I want to click on everyone. Nikki, Lisa Poovy, Julia Magden, Wayne County, hello, Ohio. Karen, hello. Denise, hello. First live, welcome. Okay, Jennifer Richardson, I'm sorry for those who I didn't get. Jenny, hello. My namesake, who was number 78 and hitting the like button. Thank you. Danny Towns was number 95 hitting the like button. We're almost up to 100. That's amazing. Way to go, people. Thank you for finding me, even though I had to take the whole live down and create a whole new one. I appreciate that. Gracie Blake. What a cool name, Gracie Blake. Gracie's my daughter's name, and Blake is my sister's married name. It's not only my sister's married name, but her daughter married somebody whose first name was Blake, but because she was the girl, she took his last name. Otherwise, she would have been Blake. If it would have been the reverse, if guys take the girls' names. Anyway, as soon as I saw Gracie Blake, it just felt like a family name just popped up at my face. Okay. Everyone's 94. Well, it bumps ahead. It'll count you all. And when all of you hit it at the same time, it'll tell you 94, but then eventually it jumps ahead. And then it'll all of a sudden be like, wow, all of a sudden we're at 115. So you're still counted. Don't worry. That's my understanding of it anyway. Okay. All right. Let me quickly do the shout outs and let's start talking, people. Part of this is my fault because we're going to say it's OBS software's fault. Okay. I'm not going to take responsibility for them being doofuses and not having it work properly. Or maybe I should upgrade to not the free version. I'll look into that and see if it actually has a larger bandwidth, if that's what's causing the problem with the scrolling. Okay. The big supporters of it. First of all, let me do shout out to Lynn, who's here as a moderator, any other moderators that show up. I appreciate you. The only rules we have is no politics and be kind and nice to each other. We had somebody not so nice this week in the chat who I had to block, and then I got an email today from somebody else who said somebody else was not being nice on my channel. I'm like, what? And I was so busy today, I haven't gotten in there to figure out how to report them because they wished something not so kind on one of you, my sister friends, and I want to make sure that that gets reported, not just blocked. People, come on, life is too short. Get off of social media if you start screaming and yelling at each other. It is time for you to take yourself in a little time out because it's getting to you. It's getting to you. You need to go for a walk. This should not be that serious. It should not be. This should not make you upset at all. All right. We have a new member, Candace Parker. Thank you for joining, Candace. Let's see if that's showing up on my screen. It is. Okay, good. Okay, so here, let me read. So we have the Keep the Lights On level supporters who I love. Thank you all. And the Keep the Lights On level is our basic level that's sort of like, Jenny, here's a little bit of money to just keep it going because I know you're going crazy because you have 3 jobs. And you're hoping to eventually get rid of just one of them so that I can eventually more content for you guys. I just don't have the time. So I appreciate you. And everyone at that level also gets the icons next to their name. So you'll see a heart that says new in it, which inside that heart, it will change to 1 when you're at the 1 month level, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I think it jumps to 12, 1 and 2 for like 12 months. Maybe it doesn't do 12. Maybe it goes from 6 months to 12 months to 2 years to 3 years. I don't know. It's part of YouTube. They have it already set up. I created the little things because otherwise it would have just been colored gems. Who knows what color gem means what? I thought that was kind of dumb. So I created things with little numbers in them. I know at the 1 year level, it starts, I put a ring. I changed it from the heart to rings. So like 1 year and 2 year. So that's assuming we're going to be here in 2 years, but I hope we are. Wouldn't that be amazing? We're going to be like besties. We are totally going to be besties if 2 years from now, sister friends, we're all still talking, honestly. We'll probably have weekend retreats, places, we're hanging out. All right, so thank you very much, Candace, for becoming a Keep the Lights On supporter, and thank you for everyone at that level. There's like 25 of you, 30 of you at that level, and I appreciate you all. I don't even have the list of what each level gets, but I know starting at the big supporter level and above that I do shout outs. So I'm going to do a shout out right now, starting with big supporters, which are Shaniqua Smith, Living in an Electric Life, That's My Shoe, Lisa True, Storms in Life, Christ is There, Knit My Bit, Elizabeth Murphy, and Lynn Skinner. Thank you all. And we have our exclusive SOS supporter level. And next time I'll read to you what benefits come with each level, but you can always just click on the join button, I think it says. And it defaults to the basic level, but you can click on the other ones and see what's involved in them. I do know for a fact, though, that I'm hitting this desk. I tried to move my mic so it doesn't wobble and be loud for you guys, but I just realized it was shaking, so let me try to be better here. And let me know if all of a sudden you're like, Jenny, you're hitting the table too much. I got to figure out another table that I can bring up here and hook my thing onto so that I can still bang on the desk when I'm angry. Okay, so with the exclusive SOS supporter level, one of the things I do know that you get is we do a live stream together on Sunday nights, and we watch the show together live. I have the audio going. I don't have the video going because that's against copyright, but everyone else is watching it on their own platform, and we're listening to it together. It's good for the people who are in the countries that still don't get it yet. It still isn't airing in a few countries. Or those that have Discovery and they would just want to hear it on Sunday night because Discovery doesn't air it until Monday. And we talk. So we join like 15 minutes early and we stay for about a half an hour afterwards and discuss. Okay, so the exclusive SOS supporters are Laura McWilliams, Sarah Lewis, Libby Schur, Sean J., Marie Crabb, Waldo's mom, Sherry Pazik, Lynn Marie, Laura Bondurant, Jamcracker, Sharon, Dee Dee, Lisa F., Nyla, Danny Towns, Lisa Gaska, I'm Your Huckleberry, Mom Kinga, Ms. Lita, or just Lita Fett, Julianne Kenkel, Michelle, Alyssa 1704 specifically, Kaylin, Donna Redman, and Jessica Denham. So thank you all members. And again, just as a reminder, everything in the membership levels is above and beyond what I've been doing on my channel before. I have not put anything behind a paywall that originally everyone didn't have access to. And speaking of which, if you joined in late, I've been editing all day my video, but I think I will, tomorrow's a busy day. I work until 6 doing speech therapy. So tomorrow evening, I think I'll just watch through it again one more time and polish it up a little bit and then publish it on Thursday for everybody, because I want everybody to read your wonderful chat because you guys are amazing in the chat. Okay, let me take a drink and then let's get started. My good friend just dropped this off at my doorstep yesterday. It's the first time I'm using it. Not really. I used it earlier today, but first day I'm using it. Isn't it nice? It's putting me in a good mood because the Browns are horrible this year. So much for Super Bowl hopes. All right. Now, I guess I'll just go with my notes here in order. And we can start talking. Well, let me go by topics of things I wanted to talk about. On my video, you will see, came from the perspective of, I believe the fight was a real fight. Call me naive, maybe. I think it was a real fight. There was a real tear, unless they took an eyedropper. This is production companies really buying into the fact that we're going to create a lot of drama that's not really there. But I believe that they were fighting, and I believe that the team was on its way to come do filming, which is partly why Kody left. I don't think Kody just left because he got too heated and he decided to leave Robyn. I think he left. He said the fight was after they got home from dropping the kids off at school. So there were no kids at home. So they could go at it as long as they wanted. Now, Kody does have a habit of up and running away from problems and situations and fights and whatnot. But, so maybe he did leave. But I think he knew production was coming, and so he just needed to go cool off and try to pretend like everything was okay. And then he got over there, and Robyn let them know he's not here because we had a fight. And so he's like, all right, well, now I have to come back and I have to deal with it. So I think that's what was going on. I also feel like that's why Robyn 25 times kept telling Kody the same thing, because his response was always inappropriate, off topic, askew, because he was refusing to understand. He looked incapable of understanding that any of this could possibly be any of his problem whatsoever. And I really do think that Robyn is at the point right now, whether it be because she always really wanted the family or whether it be because she wants things to go back the way they were, where, this peripheral family, but she was the queen bee who he spent all his time with and she got all the money, or whether it's because she wants to keep the show going. For whatever reason, I do believe that Robyn really wants him to make amends with the kids. And, I don't know. I don't know how much to buy into the whole situation of she's connecting it to her dad in that situation. But isn't that interesting? I actually put a clip of that in my video saying, they always say you marry your father, don't they? And so what did she do? She married somebody who is abandoning half of his family and acknowledging him. We'll talk to him a little bit, but I just realized this banner's still up here at the top. Let me, there we go. All right. So let me know what you think about all. Okay, that was a lot. I kind of threw out a couple different topics there. But let me know what you think about the fight, which was 3/4 of the episode, really, in terms of real content. And then we can go back and talk about the other topics, because I already threw this one out. Really, probably should have done the other ones first because they're shorter. Oh my goodness. All right, let me close this out and get back to our chat here. Okay. All right. McKenna Stormy Night feels that it was a sincere argument between them, but it was staged to be edited. I get that. I could see that they were like, okay, well, you guys are going to you're in a fight. Well, you need to continue it because y'all aren't giving us much content and, we don't want to have Scrabble this week. So you need to discuss this. All right. Look at Jenny's info. That's how I found it. Okay. Not sure what, but I'm glad you're all helping each other out. Okay. It looks scripted to you, Francel. Okay. All right. It felt scripted to me in the, not the preview. Well, it was the preview too, maybe. I don't even remember if it was in the preview, but in the trailer, she's like the way she was talking. But after watching it and then kind of rewatching it a whole bunch of times as I was editing, I feel like she started talking to him like he was a child because he's a child and he just wasn't getting it. And she wasn't being specific enough with him. And so he was taking these generalities of, we need your family to get back together. We need you to reach out. And he's like, I reached out. It's like, he's so black and white. And he's so concrete. There was another example that I put in my video of that where he was, when the kids were like, we're upset with you because, which obviously they've had conversations with him about what bothers them. He claims he has no idea what's going on. He thinks it's all about the wives. Anyway, some child was saying, we're just frustrated because you were never over. We never got to see you. You were, at Robyn's house, thus the angst against Robyn. And he said, well, I had 4 wives and I was at their house. And I was just so frustrated when I saw that. I'm like, no, you were there. Nobody said you were never there. Actually, they did say you were never there, but it was a figure of speech. Nobody is claiming that he never stepped foot into another wife's house. But that's the language he's using when he defends himself. And I was over there. Yes. At 7:00 at night, and you left at 7:00 in the morning, and then you spent the whole next day, which was Janelle's day, with Robyn. And at 7:00 at night, you saw Janelle, and then at 7:00 in the morning, you left and, probably went to Robyn's house and then spent with her all day, all night, all the next day until that evening you went back to Christine's because Mary's been out of the rotation for a decade. Anyway, I feel like the argument was so frustrating to me because he gave Robyn the golden opportunity during it. At one point, he said, what did I do wrong? I'm like, tell him. But see, she's not going to tell him because she doesn't want to admit he spent more time at her house. So we are going to go around and around and never come to a conclusion. Now that I think about it, she's not going to tell him the truth because she refuses to admit it on the show. She refuses to admit it to the other wives. She has to know deep down inside. It's true. I don't know how much of it is her forcing that to happen and how much of that is just Kody wanted to spend more time with her. He liked her more. Her fault in the whole thing was that she didn't correct him and say, no, this is your other wife's day. Why are you at my house? Yeah, she's culpable too. But I was very nice to her in my video. You're not going to like it. You're not going to like me. Please like me and please still keep watching my channel. I apologized at the end and said I'd be better next week. All right. Let me see here. Dawn thinks it was all staged. Okay. He forgot and went out looking, so confused for another wife. Oh, he got in that car. I thought that was so funny. He got in that car and he drove away, and we've been talking about how he leaves and he goes to another wife's house. He had no wives to go to. All gone. He had to just drive in circles and come on back. All right. If she tells him the truth, she moves to the other side with the OG3. Yeah. And I could sense watching that argument as it went on, where she got to the point that she was like, okay, we're at the point of no return. This is not going to be good for television. I don't want this captured on film. He's not hearing anything I'm saying now, and he's getting really defensive. So now I'm going to be very gentle and pet him and coddle him and try to just say, please, maybe try to reach out a little bit, kind of, when you have a chance. And she was much more forceful at the beginning, and she backed off majorly by the end. I wonder if that's how all the conversations go. I mean, because Kody thinks he's never wrong. So she could never really ever win. I mean, nobody could win an argument with him. I don't think Robyn cared. You know, she was the priority wife, and he loved her so much that she pretty much got whatever she wanted. So I don't think she cared when there was a fight if she couldn't win it. And quite frankly, I think that he catered to her so much that she won a lot of them. So I think this one's odd for her. But she knows it's not a good look. If nothing else, it is a bad reflection on her that she's choosing to stay with this irrational man who is not doing what he needs to do to maintain relationships with his children. Okay, let's see here. The difference is that Robyn was an adult who made an effort to come into a pre-made family and rock the boat. The difference is that Robyn and Kody are toxic. Yeah, she didn't blend in with what they had established already. Somehow she had a lot of strength. I don't know. She brought her She-Ra with her. And She-Ra said, I'm going to tell them how to run a family. Because she did instill all her values in that. And when they didn't want to do it, I don't remember if the first holiday was, if it was Christmas or Easter. But, you know, Kody wasn't celebrating any of them. And when she found out they weren't going to, and she suggested it, and he said no, she said, okay, well, I'm taking my kids to my mom's house for that day then, because we do, and we'll be spending it over there. And so he's like, whoa. I mean, let's revisit this. Maybe we can. I mean, everyone else in America does. So I don't know. Contempt, yes. We had a couple new words that were buzzwords this time. We had trigger, came up a lot. There was one at the beginning. I can't remember what it is right now. All right. Missy sharing some information. This is probably in response to a question. Robyn's bio dad was not a polygamist. That was her stepdad, Paul Sullivan. Paul was the one who had a wife and a family in another state. Robyn picks parts of stories and presents them as whole truth. Yeah. Her father left when she was young and married another woman. Now, I don't know, maybe he just lived with the other woman and had kids, but like he had a whole other separate family, not polygamous. Like he left Ellis and moved on and then had another life somewhere else. So it was never polygamy. But I don't understand. Maybe they just started having kids, because my understanding is the divorce wasn't official until Robyn was 7, but I thought he left when she was like 2. So that, I don't know. Some of you sleuths who do the deep dives, you'll know more than me. All right. LaShonda, glad to have you here. Thank you for hitting the like button. And 199. So close to 200 likes. Thank you all. I appreciate you. Okay, Karen, I think that it was filmed recently. He said he reached out to Gabe, but he always lumped them together. is this damage control? I don't know. See, that's a good question. And I think next episode's going to be interesting too, to see how that got edited too, because I find it hard to believe that Garrison wasn't involved in that conversation. Garrison wasn't brought up here. I mean, I think he's just been edited out of all of these episodes, which is good. It would just make everything so much worse if we were listening to Garrison's point of view on all this. We know it, but like kind of hearing the voice from the grave being so angry would be just dreadful. All right. OTR, Robyn is the 1 tier. 1 tier Robyn, I love it. Oh my gosh, that's great. Wait, I'm writing that down. Wallace Shotwell, you're going to see that in the video on Thursday. I'm going to add an extra screen in there, just a little note screen, and have that on there. OTR equals 1 tier Robyn. All right, now we have it in addition to BR and BS. BR being before Robyn, so the family for the 14 years before Robyn came into it. And then BS is just everything after Robyn. The BR and BS period, time periods on this. Okay. Truth to oneself. I didn't like Kody smiling periodically through the argument. Yeah, you know what? And that's another like narcissistic trait where all of a sudden they get like a little snicker smile when things aren't going right. Yeah, I don't know. All right. Texas Sherry. Robyn keeps the tenders away from the rest of the family. How is that different from Maddie doing the same with her kids? You know, such a good question. Another question I posed at the beginning of my video was, how is it that Robyn was able to take an entire week and go away to be with Mykelti and the babies? How did the tenders survive? If they're closer with Robyn, obviously, than they are with Kody, and Kody can't be separate from them, how can Robyn be separate from them? So was Kody just making all that up in the past? I mean, we know it wasn't true, but like, I just thought that he believed he was an integral part and that neither of them would ever leave. I wonder if it was just all lies. And if that's true, then Robyn has to watch the show and see that he's completely lying about situational stuff like that, including not going to... Oh, not going to the surgery. That was bad. That was bad. He admitted to it on this episode that was a terrible thing for him to do. Hold on, let me move this like this. Okay. He admitted that, but he threw one of his typical words in there, you know, like sorta, kinda, maybe, possibly. There was one word, I didn't even catch it the first time I heard it because he was talking so fast and kind of blurring over it. But when I was editing, I noticed it, and I'm like, oh. So you're not taking 100% responsibility. You have to throw one of those words in there to kind of soften it. Maybe, possibly. I can't remember which word it was, but I'll have it highlighted on Thursday. Him was mentioned 2 times. I didn't click on it. Nobody knows what I'm talking about. That is a good question, Christy. I don't know. I guess maybe I just assumed it would be Gabe since he talked about Gabe in the episode, maybe. But I don't know. That's a good question. Andrea thinks that Robyn would have made Kody go to her kid. 100% she would have. Yeah, she would have made him. 100%. And for her to not force him to go to Isabel. See, this is this is where she talks out of both sides of her mouth. Because I think she does want him to have a relationship with the kids. Even if it's self-serving, I think she wants him to have a relationship. Even if it's just because it makes her look better that she's married to a guy who's not a complete douche and eliminating all his kids. So, like, he looks like a better man. Or looks like the man that she had in her head that she claims he was when she came into the family, because he's kind of never been great. All those first few seasons, he was okay, but they also admitted that they were faking it at the beginning. So she would have seen parts without camera, so she would have known. But then Robyn doesn't force him to go to Isabel's surgery. I mean, I know he's an extremely stubborn man because she's really trying to get him to make amends with the kids, and it's just, she's making no headway. No headway. I do not think he heard her or understood a word she said. Understood. I don't think she understood a word that he was saying, that she was saying. I don't think he understood a word she said. I think that's what I meant to say. All right. Probably because of the lawsuit. He's not a child. He's an idiot. Yes, he is. I agree. Hold on, let me click down to the bottom here. Wallace wishes that it was true, that it was genuine and she meant well, but deep down in her heart, she doesn't believe that it was. Yeah, I just don't know how she was able to pull out a tear. That's what got me too. Because we can see she can't. So she's not an actress. I don't know. Yeah, he did spend a lot of time with Saul. Saul had dental stuff. He was there when Dayton was in the hospital. There's pictures of him in the hospital room. I guess technically there was a picture of him with Truly too, but he didn't stay there. I don't know. Now that I think about it, he probably didn't stay with Dayton either because the tenders needed him there. They probably, and then she stayed at the hospital would be my guess. Triggering. That is a good drinking word. Triggering. That came up a lot. I have a whole little Tigger the Trigger section in my video. All right. Nicole thinks that she wants him to have a better relationship with the kids. Yeah, I think so. Maybe bad intentions and horrible motives, but I think that is the end result she wants because it's what makes her look the best. He regretted the fallout of getting called out for wanting the boys to move out and not go to Isabel's surgery. Yeah, Teresa, you're right. Absolutely. He is trying to make up for it right now. And, and he knows the hot button things that people were talking about and the ones that really made him look the worst. He carried Truly out of the hospital. I do remember seeing that. What hospital let you carry a child? Every hospital I have ever been to, no matter how minor your procedure in that, they don't let you walk out. They push you out in a wheelchair. After you give birth, they force you to go out in a wheelchair. Even if somebody else is carrying the baby in a carrier, you don't have to carry the baby. They push you out in a wheelchair. You have to have a car there. My husband had a knee replacement this past summer. He's up there in PT walking around and everything, but nope. Had to take a wheelchair. Like, it's hospital policy that you have to go to the curb with a wheelchair and they wait there with you until the car comes and is right in front of them and they help you get into the car. I'm like, it's just like, I think an overall safety thing so you don't collapse on the floor of the hospital on your way out or something terrible happens. So how was it that he carried her out of the hospital? Is it just where I live? Is this just a Ohio thing? I don't know. We do have really good medical care in Cleveland area. Cleveland Clinic, I think, is #1 in heart care. I don't know. Maybe they're ahead of the curve. I don't know. It's been that way my whole life, though. Like, my kids are in their 20s, and I couldn't. It just seems weird. And with as sick as she was on top of it, oh my word, I just don't understand. I cannot believe a hospital would ever say, yeah, for the cameras, you can carry her from the hospital into the car there. I find it hard to believe. All right. A lot of you are nurses. Let me know. What is the policy at your hospitals? Because I found that odd that he carried her into the car. I remember watching that on the episode going, oh. Okay. The kids told him exactly what he did wrong. Yeah, he didn't hear it, did he, Christine? He didn't hear it. He still thinks it's because he didn't love the moms, which is another thing I brought up on the video. So he is incensed. You can see him getting angry over the fact that Maddie's a gossiper. She's a gossiper because she went and ran to Janelle and told Janelle that I told her on the phone that I never loved her mom. Or that I don't love her mom. I don't even think he said never. I think he said that I don't love her mom. Present tense. Facts. You've been saying on the show quite a bit. Later on, same episode, he says to Robyn in this big fight, I don't understand. All right, I don't know what's going on with my thing. It says there's only 4 likes on my thing. I believe you all. He says to Robyn in the big fight, what did I do? I don't understand. They're mad at me. The only thing I ever did was not love their moms. Or not love their moms enough, I think was the phrase he used. So I'm like, okay, now he's admitting he didn't really love the moms. But we were really angry at Maddie for sharing that information with her mom and calling it gossip too. All right. But then in the Talking Head interview, he comes right out and says that he never loved any of the other. Blame me if you want to. Fine. That I didn't love anyone but Robyn. I didn't love, something's in my eye. I didn't love any of the other moms except for Robyn. Okay, I'm guilty. So, why are we so mad at Maddie again? I don't understand. I just felt like my head kept spinning around. That argument was a classic argument with a narcissist where you feel like you're going in circles. And I think they're always like a step ahead because they're trying to like cover their steps. So eventually it's not going to make sense because they're going to forget the stuff from the beginning. But if you bring up the beginning stuff, then they get angry. We're not talking about that now. You know, it's just one of those cyclical kind of things. It was an unbelievable, we've seen Kody lie all the time and we've seen him contradict himself, but to do it so blatantly in this episode now, of course, you know, maybe TLC edited it cleverly to make it look like they were all kind of happening at the same time, so he wasn't making any sense. I do believe he's not getting as favorable of an edit as he and Robyn have gotten in the past. I do believe that. I think that they are being better about showing truth. It's the only thing. They're not better about timelines. And they're not better about setting up cameras for long periods of time, you know, hours on end. Because they said we used to be almost like a whole day they'd have the cameras rolling. They're not good about that anymore because that's when your guard slips over time, when you're there for long periods of time. We're going to film ourselves on our cell phone stuff is not going to give us anything good. Unless we have things like episode 2, I think it was, where Kody did the self when he was reeling. So he decided this would be a good time to complain about Mary. Something must have just happened. And then he went and just went off on Mary when he was out on his deck that day. So that was good. So it's kind of like his stream of consciousness is so crazy that if he lets himself keep talking, and then there's nobody there to edit it, like I don't think Robyn was nowhere around, so she was probably like taking the kids to school, and he's like, I'll just do this. She probably came home and said, you did what? And so producers were probably like, thanks, Kody, that's great. But when Robyn got involved, then it was like the Norman Rockwell Thanksgiving and the Norman Rockwell game night. Can't buy any of it. Okay. All right. LaShonda thinks the tears because it was cold outside. Oh. I didn't think of that. My eyes do water, but I've never actually had a tear fall out of my eye from that. I don't know. Well, something to think about for sure. 80% CMOS says Kody was so dumbfounded by the conversation because Robyn had never said any of that before. Yeah. Especially when she kept pushing it too. And there's a lot of times that he had looks at her where he was sort of like, "What'd you say, woman?" Wait, your words aren't making sense to me. Put it in English. I don't understand this because I know you're not calling me out here right now. So what are you saying? Ibka81. I thought it was a tear for her situation with her father. Now that could be. It seemed like that did bother her. But I was also surprised that he is around a little bit. She said that he comes around at times and tells her that he loves her. So he's not completely out of her life. He just wasn't in her life as much as she wanted, which is funny. Ironic, because the last video we were talking about at the wedding, how kids kept coming up to her and giving her hugs. And one person said, "I love you," but none of that was enough for her. At McKelty Sprinkle. Is it called a sprinkle shower or just a sprinkle? This is the first time I've ever heard this term. Okay. I definitely saw Truly give him a hug. I saw McKelty go up and give him a hug. I saw Tony give him a hug. I saw Isabel give him a hug. And I saw Aspen give him a hug. I think that's pretty much all the kids that were there. I mean, Logan and Michelle were there, but we don't, they're off-camera people. We just kind of saw them in the distance. They probably gave him a hug too. They invited him to the wedding. I mean, they should. It's his father. Of course, they invited him to the wedding. But I think they're on good terms. I think Logan and McKelty were, Logan and McKelty were the only two left that were really in communication with him on like friendly terms. And then Gwen is now again. We'll see if, no, we're probably a good at least year behind the time that she flipped from liking her mom to liking her dad. So we're not going to see that this season. Okay. Angelina thought it was a PR stunt. Could have been. My instincts could be completely off. All right. They could be. All right. Trish thinks that she put Vicks Vapor Rub on her finger and rubbed her eyes. Oh, yes, Tracy. I saw you up there, jumped ahead, but I saw Tracy saying that he doesn't give a rat's patootie about Isabel. Sad but true, I'm afraid. Okay. Oh, I have some super chats I missed here. Lisa H. Welcome. Welcome to being a member of the channel. I appreciate you. Thanks so much. Wallace sent us some money. Thank you, Wallace Shotwell. Appreciate it. Oh, I'm going to hit the heart. It's going to disappear. Nope. If I take it off, it's going to go back. There we go. Now it's hearted and it's there. Okay. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. Angel 11 star. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. What's up with Robyn, Jezebel, and Kody, Ahab? Getting biblical here. I think they are trying to get their own show with their acting out of this episode. That's interesting. I'm sure they're very nervous about getting kicked out of the show. I don't think they can support a show. I think between Christine, Janelle, and all the kids, if they're willing to participate, we know McKelty will participate. But if the other ones get offered a decent amount of money, I think that a handful of them would do it again on a very guest of type role, because they would be willing to be willing to show their side of the story without feeling like they've got Kody counteracting them with lies and false truths. I think that's what's keeping some of them away too, because Kody gets in his talking head interview and says whatever he wants as if it's the gospel truth. So they're better off just separating. Now, Logan, I don't think he wants any part of it. I don't think Michelle cares that much. I see Michelle all the time in all type of stuff, but Logan has done a really good job of staying off camera. All right. Oh, we have another member here. Steam Frog 99. Welcome. Welcome to membership, and I'll see you on Sunday night at 10 p.m. That could be another reason why the stream was having problem. After I posted it, I realized that the thumbnail, I chose the wrong one. It was the live thumbnail from last Sunday night. So while it was going, I went in and changed the thumbnail, but maybe you just can't do that. Like maybe that messes everything up, and maybe that's because all of a sudden the chat was frozen and nothing was working, and yeah, anyway. Not that you care, but all right, let me get back to the live chat. Let me see what you guys are thinking about it all. Oh, hello, Andrea. Glad you're here. Welcome, Australia. Okay. Betty said, I saw nothing on those plates, and yet half the turkey was missing. All right, let's talk Thanksgiving while we're at it here. There's some of that I really enjoyed, and then others of it that I was like, eh. Yes, we saw no food except for the turkey, and all we saw them eat was turkey. So maybe Kody on his supplements and protein diet is forcing the kids to eat the same. I don't know. And you know what I also found interesting? He's sitting there moaning, complaining about how every holiday, really, every get-together, he can't touch his precious Robyn. He can't act like a married couple with it. I mean, does he not know? Married couples don't walk around touching each other all the time. Dating couples do. Married couples, no. Go about your life. So for him to keep saying, oh, we couldn't act like a married couple. We couldn't show our love. We couldn't act like a married couple. And like, it was really bugging me the way he was phrasing it like that. I'm like, what do you think other married couples do that aren't polygamous? I don't understand you, Kody. But he was nowhere around Robyn. We have no video of him and Robyn even within arm shot of each other. I didn't even see Robyn at Thanksgiving. Maybe she was the one doing, I assumed Dayton would be doing the videoing because he doesn't like to, he hasn't been on camera. I shouldn't say, I don't know. But he hasn't been on camera in a couple years. And he was there because Kody said that there were 7 of them at the meal, and that would include Dayton. All right. I did not recognize Brianna at Thanksgiving. Did y'all? She dyed her hair blonde, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Because I'm pretty sure I saw Aurora and I just knew it was Aurora. Because I felt like she looked like Aurora to me, but with blonde hair. And then I started thinking, like, is that a friend or somebody else? Like, did they? And then I started getting, I had the whole conspiracy theory going. I'm like, did they invite somebody else here? So he can't be a loving couple with his wife when the other wives are there, but he can't be in front of all these other people. Like it was just, anyway, I think I was wrong. I think it was Brielle the whole time, but sure didn't recognize her. This family's branch off. There's going to be no more big gatherings. I hope that's not true. I hope eventually Christine and Janelle start to merge together and do things together. Now, I know that's a little tricky and difficult because Christina's got David's side of the family and it's big. So she's probably going to be doing things like those two sides of the family together. So I would think it'd be her 6 kids and then all of his 8 kids and then all of the extended family that comes along with that. That kind of makes the most sense. And then, well, yeah, and the extended family, all of Tony's family was there. So I wonder where Mitch's family, well, Mitch comes from a big polygamous family, right? Isn't it his sister that was one of the ones on, isn't his sister one of the, My 5 Wives, that show? Not Noni. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. Maybe it's just a cousin of his or somebody. I was thinking it was his sister. I think that there's a lot of polygamy in his family. I think his sisters and his parents maybe even are polygamists. All right, they are trying to be the Luke and Laura of General Hospital with all that acting. Yes. I remember running home in high school to catch the end of General Hospital. Or would it? No, it would be the end of One Life to Live, I think. And then all of General Hospital I'd watch. And then I would get in trouble because I wasn't supposed to be watching TV till my homework was done. Well, there's no way you can get your homework done and watch General Hospital. My mother would go downstairs and touch the television. It was hot. It was the boxes. They got really hot. I got in so much trouble. Oh, goodness. All right. Nicole, this is a question that I was thinking too. What does he do in front of the kids? What is it that he wants to do in front of his children that he can't do in front of the other wives? I'm really curious. What does this look like, Kody? I don't know. Because we saw at Christmas, he's like rubbing her back and he asked her to sit on his lap. She was like, yeah, no. And he just thinks that she's the greatest thing, that she's so pure and holy that she doesn't want this. Like she's got a sliver of a brain in there that knows it's not right. That knows in order for him to get back together with Mary, now I'm thinking back to last Thanksgiving and Christmas, for him to get back together with Mary, she can't come sit on his lap in front of him. And he needs to stop rubbing her back. She kept getting up and walking away. He's like, she's just so good. She's logical. Do you not understand how women think, Kody? She wants the two of you to get back together. She wants Mary to stay in the family. Mary's her ally. And I think a little bit of a cash cow there too. All right. Oh, there is another. That's my shoe. Thank you so much for gifting a membership. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I have no idea how that works. I think it's automatically disseminated, maybe? I don't know. I'm going to have to look into that. Let me write it down in my notes. A gifted membership. I was thinking about that the other day because I was watching some live stream stuff after the Browns got annihilated. And a lot of gifted memberships were in that chat. And I kept going, how does that work? And I remember looking at it once and I thought it had something to do with that it automatically gets assigned somehow. I don't know. But thank you for the gifted membership. I appreciate you. That's awesome. That's my shoe. I appreciate you. All right. So Thanksgiving. The other part about Thanksgiving, what else can we say about Thanksgiving? Tanya in New Zealand says maybe they miss Mary's turkey. Yes, maybe they miss Mary's turkey. In all truth, I think she did make a good turkey. All right. But he would never admit it if Mary's turkey, the meat turkey, was better than the one that Robyn would cook in the oven. Oh, goodness. All right. It's random, and I believe you get a few months to gift too. Okay, you're all right. Thank you. But I appreciate you, Nikki. I'm gonna double check because I want to make sure if there's anything I have to do at my end that I do it. All right. Peach, were you number 323 in the likes? Do we have that many likes? Look at my screen. Wow, I look pale on my screen. I don't know. Oh, yeah. It says 326. I just refreshed my page. Woo. In my camera right here, everything looks good. On my screen, I look like I'm at death's door. Like, wow, do I look pale? My goodness. Okay, sorry, distracted. I don't know. I mean, I hope it's my laptop, not how it's going out to everyone, because I don't know how to fix it, because I look like normal on my screen. All right, let's see here. As the world turns, oh, everyone's going to share. Yeah. You can watch Dark Shadows free on Tubi. Okay, what's Dark Shadows? This is where I have to go back and reread the chats after this is over at some point during the week to catch all the good stuff you guys talk about. Okay. Let's see. Figrecula 1. Kody and Robyn don't care about the wives or the kids. They are just mad that after all these years, the status quo has changed and the rest of the family is tired of the neglect they are moving on with. Yeah, well, no, I can see that. I totally can see that. I believe there's probably a little truth in all of these points of view. Because I don't think they're stuck on any one particular thing. I don't think they think hard through anything and then they react to situations that go awry and come up with stories to cover for it or do something different to moderate for it. Like, yeah, I just, yeah. Let's see here. The Norman Rockwell Hoarder House. Oh, how do you like stuff on your phone? I have no idea. I've never been able to, I don't know if I've ever been on a live on my phone. I think I've always done it via my laptop. So if anyone knows, let Hillary know how to hit the like on your phone. And does it pop up and give you the number like it does on the computer where it goes bling and then a number pops up? Okay. Kim Appel says, I can't stand Robyn, but I get the vibe that she's exhausted from Kody and isn't that into him. I think he's wearing thin on her nerves. I do believe. I mean, they've admitted they're going through a rough patch, which I thought at first was just a storyline to make it her be even more of a victim and him a victim because now they're struggling. But like, I think they're really, I mean, they'd have to be, right? He's impossible to live with. And he's got nobody else to turn to or complain to. We know that he complained to Janelle about the other wives. We know he complains to Robyn about all of them. I think Christine even mentioned once that he would say some stuff that she was surprised that he would share. I don't know if it was about Janelle or Janelle and Mary, but he shared about Christine and Mary to Janelle. You know, the man leaks like a sieve. Was that the phrase that Janelle said? But yeah, he's definitely, if there's gossip to go around. And also in terms of gossip, and I went through a rabbit hole on what is really gossip and what's not. But the bottom line is, if she's repeating gossip, that means Kody told her gossip. If he's just having a conversation with her and she's going and talking to somebody else, happens in my family all the time. In fact, I intentionally do it because everybody's not always talking to each other. That you know, like you just can't. Lives are busy in that. I get on the phone with one kid. I always make a point to share what's happening with their siblings so that they know the latest information that I have. Because I know they're not always in contact with each other, that I'm sort of the centerpiece, if you will, of information. So, you know, anytime I go to my mom's house, I make sure I share about everything that's going on in my life and all the kids' lives so that she's in knows all the knowledge and information that's going on. Could some of it be considered gossip? Maybe, because if it's sensational of something that's going on, if it's like, ooh, then I guess somebody could refer to it as gossip, although technically I did look up the definition and it kind of refers to it as being false information that you're spreading. But the point being, the idea behind it being sensational and sharing like a secret and saying you're gossiping because you weren't supposed to share that. Well then, Kody, why did you say that to your daughter about her mother? That's what blows my mind about this. Kind of makes you look even worse now, Kody. But we're so mad at Maddie? Crazy. Crazy. Okay. Did anyone notice Robyn's white hairs throwing through her forehead? It was when she was in the car commenting on how she was going to miss the babies. Yeah, not as much as I did during COVID though. COVID, they were really, really growing out. She looks like she would be almost completely white if she didn't color her hair. Yeah, there was a lot during COVID of maybe, I don't know, maybe it would be speckled. But it seemed pretty, I'm not one to speak, completely white too. I don't have some color on these roots. All right. He's on the show. They watch him. Yeah, he doesn't realize. There were cameras. Maddie watched the show and told Janelle what Kody was saying, so he attacked her for it. That's right. He said it. And on the show, he said it 2 more times in 2 different ways, in 2 different situations. One directly to Robyn, one to the camera in a couch interview. Unbelievable. All right. We need a link to the survey. Yeah, I heard there's a TLC survey going around that they wanted input on the show or something like that. If anyone has it, do put it in the chat because I haven't had the time to look into it and see where it is. I'm guessing it's somewhere on the website. But it didn't like pop up when I went on TLC.com. Okay. Oh, short C7, thank you. On my phone, hit the X to get out of the live chat, and then right under the video, there will be a small thumb, and just hit the thumbs up. So I'm guessing that means short C7 that it won't take you out. It's like that's the first step to get out. Is there like a confirmation screen, or are you literally going out and then hitting the like, and then if you want to come back, you have to come back in? Let me know. Gossip to Kody is anything threatening his imaginary throne. Well stated, Steamfrog99. All right. Good night, Morticia. Thank you for joining us. All right. Kim's the one that asked about the survey. Yep. Kim, if you know where the survey is, if you can find a link to it, please post it in the chat so we can all fill it out because they need our opinions. They need sister friend opinions. We are highly educated women and some men who have opinions to share, and we have a direction we'd like to see the show go. Okay. That's my shoe. How is it gossip when the kids can watch him say himself every week on the show? Yeah. He said, he's a piece of work. Like, I don't know if he has a short-term memory. I don't know if it's just a constant compensation. Like he lives in a world of, he's always trying to just make up lies to explain his behavior at different times that he just doesn't even keep track. I don't know. How does he not know that? I mean, he watches the shows. Okay. Ashley is confused how he was married to these women for so long. After 5 minutes, I'd be sending him to another wife. Yeah, my philosophy on that is simply that this culture and faith is so small that it's slim pickings. There's just not that many men involved in it. So shockingly, there's others that are worse. But there's some that are better. I think not everyone likes Joe Darger. And there's definitely parts of his militaristic ritual personality that I don't like, but I like him more than Kody. I think that part of him also keeps the family organized and on time and prepared, etc., 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 which my brain would function happier in than under the tutelage of somebody who's kind of all over the place, and all the onus and responsibility for organization and planning and preparing and seeing to it that things get done and that kids get where they need to be is completely on me. And then there's Brady Williams, the only other guy I think I know in the AUB faith, who I love. He's a great guy. Like, I'd marry him. Not as a polygamist, though. Like, a great guy. I mean, not really my type, but he's completely left the faith, but he's still with all 5 of his wives, and they all get along because he knows how to be a man and give everyone the amount of time that they need. It's not a... Kody believed that everyone needed to do the begging. He loved that, and he loved to talk about it. My wives are always begging me, pick me, help me, hang a picture for me, do this for me. Like, he just reveled in that he was the one that they needed to go to for help. And that wasn't Brady Williams' personality at all. Okay. All right, Nicole, I'm on my phone now, and I hit the like button again, so now I'm 365. All right. Yay. Thank you for hitting the like button. All right. Let's see here. You could be number 6. My 6 wives. That'd be so funny. I do like his wives, too. Like, I could almost understand if he would be willing to have a sexless marriage. I think I'd be willing to jump on board. I just think they're all enjoyable to be around. All right, maybe not all of them, but for the most part, they are. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Julie liked my 5 wives. I wish that would come back. It's never gonna. I didn't have enough legs. They were too nice. Yeah. And yet I was there for it. I guess most people like drama, and I get it. I like drama too. Look at this whole channel, right? But I had no problem watching Sister Wives during the dry years. You know, there were probably 5 years there in the middle of just watching them go to a picnic or go to a school function or have another dinner at their house or, I don't know, plan a trip to Vegas. Or it was just like watching paint dry. Yet, I didn't miss an episode. And my 5 wives, kind of the same way, but it was fascinating to me. And you know why I think all of it was fascinating to me? I think they could have even made it more boring on Sister Wives, and I would have been just as, if not even more interested, because I wanted to know truth. I was so confused how somebody would choose to do this. I couldn't wrap my brain around it. You know, I obviously don't know anybody who's been in a polygamous relationship. I didn't know that they even still existed outside of the fundamental, like, not IBLP, the Jeff Warren, the prairie dress. I can't think of the abbreviation, but you know what I'm talking about. So I didn't know there was this, we're going to dress normal and blend into society, but we're going to go home and live as a polygamous family. It was fascinating to me. All facets of life fascinate me. I like learning in general, and that's what got me interested. And I think that's why I liked my 5 wives. I didn't care that it was boring. I'm like, they were real. All right. They tried to make it dramatic, but you know, those ladies they were just nice ladies. All right. Something Kody could have never done. Yeah. Oh, Karen said the survey's been taken down. Well, that's a shame. Apparently, they crashed the system. FLDS. Thank you, Cecilia. The FLDS is all I knew when it came to Mormonism. So, I mean, call me old-fashioned, I guess. I don't know. Brady Williams is pretty special. I cuddle him, says Betty B. I cuddle him too. That's it. But I cuddle him. I like him. He'd be a great next door neighbor. And the wives. I think that'd be fascinating to have all of them as neighbors. Okay. Think of the money we save on box tie. Who could climb out first? Oh, Melissa. We are in the 400s in the likes for this stream. Thank you all. Alaska Van Ars. Sadly, they had to lie all these years to keep our attention. Imagine if they'd been more real. They'd all be rich. Yes. Yes, they were keeping secrets to just make it look like everything was good all this time. And if we were seeing like what they were really thinking deep down inside, oh, they'd be millionaires, all of them. Okay. Whoops, jumped ahead. FLDS is a mess. Agree with you. Knit My Bit says, agree. People fascinate me. Michelle has a lot of respect for Brady Williams. That's still airing somewhere. I know there's some free channels out there that are airing it that you can see it. It was on TLC. It's not on TLC anymore, and I don't think they have it in their backlogs. I think they sold it to like, I don't know, Tubi or Fubu or I don't know what all the other ones are. But I think because I'm not sure I watched it I don't know. Anyway, there's still access to it. And in terms of being fascinated by people, that's before all of this, I was watching all of 19 Kids and Counting. Because, again, not something I would ever do. That fascinated me, too. Because they weren't acting. But they were all, like, that was how they lived their lives. I mean, they're breaking away and kind of detangling from it now as they're leaving the family one by one, each of the kids. But, yeah, it fascinated me to watch it each week because of how they really acted. I don't know. Dinner was as uncomfortable as game night. Yeah, stiff. Picking out exactly what you want to show. The psychological aspect drew Teresa Skinner. Absolutely. Why would someone choose this life? Yes. Social anthropology. I said that back when Survivor first came out. Remember like the first episode of Survivor, which I think is really the first reality TV competition show. Before that, there was The Real Life on MTV. But in terms of like these reality competition shows, I think Survivor was the original one. And the social anthropological aspect of it is what made me riveted. I hated all the challenges. I could care less about the challenges. I wanted to see the conversations that were being had all day long, and I wanted to see how things played out in the voting at the fire thing. It's been so long since I've watched it, though. I watched like the first, 10 seasons, but there's been like 20. Oh, but yeah, that's what made me realize this show, I can't turn away from it unless a challenge was on, which is interesting because I'd watch it, like my son watched it. He cared about the challenges. I didn't care at all about the challenges. And then I'd be caring about all the conversation that was going on and he'd be distracted and playing with a truck or something. Oh. Pamela thinks that Kody's upset because he couldn't live up to his father's expectations. That could be. That could be. Lynn Skinner, thank you so much for the super chat. Let me hit it here. I appreciate you. Thank you. That's nice of you. Let's see. once we lost the kids being involved, the show went down. Yeah, once I thought they were really going to follow Logan more when he went away, but obviously he didn't want that. But I didn't know that. So I thought, well, what's happening? I want to see. And then eventually you just kind of stopped seeing Aspen. And we saw Maddie for a while because Maddie was in town. They actually moved to be nearby. Here's the kicker. She got married and they moved in Vegas. And they actually, for a while, moved into the house with Janelle and Kody. And that's when they had the baby. So they lived somewhere else nearby. And then when they had the baby, I don't remember all the circumstances and that, but they moved in and they were all living together. And then eventually, Kody decided to go to Flagstaff. He left them. So they chose to, because he lived in another state. Her husband, what's his name? Maddie and Caleb. So Caleb lived in another state and he had a job there. So it would have made sense that Maddie would have just followed him and gone to school there because she was planning on going to college and gone to college there. But they decided instead to get a place that was in Vegas and be by the family. And then Kody picks up and leaves again and goes to Arizona. So she's like, I'm not going to follow you all around the country. So they get a job and they end up moving out to North Carolina. The same time that this move was happening to Arizona, because they had just gotten there, helped them move their stuff in, and then that night and the next morning, off Maddie and the baby and Caleb went to North Carolina. And Kody is mad at her for moving away. Does anyone see the irony in this? He picked up and made her move out of her home in Lehigh, drag her down to Vegas. She gets married. She encourages her husband to come move down there so she could be close to family. And then Kody up and moves again and goes to Arizona and is mad at her for going to North Carolina. Well, who's to say he's going to stay in Arizona? Her whole life, he kept moving every 5 to 7 years. So it would be dumb of them to make a decision of taking their money and trying to buy something in expensive Flagstaff, Arizona, when they can get much more in North Carolina. Plus, he had a job that he could get there. Okay, let me check here. All right, Pop Psych. I haven't watched his stuff yet. I haven't had a chance to watch all my favorite commentators yet this week. I was just seeing things like on Reddit that was popping up on my phone and on my Apple Watch. So I was like catching headlines and titles, but I haven't. Until I'm done doing my video, I don't like to watch other people's stuff because I don't want to be influenced by them. Which is ironic because then when I eventually watch it and I see that they said the same thing I said, I get frustrated because then I'm like, people are going to think that I just said what they said, that I stole it from them, which is dumb. We're watching the same show. And if I enjoy these people who are commentators, chances are we kind of think alike. So it would make sense we would have the same opinions and point of views on things, but I still don't want to be influenced. So I don't watch it afterwards. I'm working through that on my own. I'm trying to not go, I'm like, that was my idea first. We can have the same idea and it's okay. We should not have completely different channels. And then me enjoy their content because then I really miss the boat. Okay. Julie says she was raised very similar to the Duggars, and yes, it's all real. Yeah, you could tell when you watch that show that it was real. It's fascinating. Julie, at some point, we need to talk. I want to hear about your life and what that was like. Okay. Pluto has My 5 Wives on it for those of you who want to watch My 5 Wives. And I recommend it. It's nice. It's one of those, you know what it is? It's perfect before you go to bed at night. You want to have sweet dreams. So you wind down, teeth are brushed, you're like, I'm not sure if I'm going to go to sleep yet. You want to tire your eyes out, just get your laptop out or your phone or something that makes your eyes feel tired. and watch their short 30-minute episodes, if I remember correctly. Steamfrog99 says, I have a theory where Robyn was going to lose her house, so Kody moved them all. I have no evidence that that's the case. It's a good theory, though. It's a good theory. There's rumors that there were balloon payments due. I don't know how people get access to mortgage information. I thought that was private, so I'm not certain about that. I mean, with the exception of your taxes, but then your taxes are private. So I don't know that people know that, or if they were maybe assuming. Because then I heard the same thing about Kody Past Land. And both could be true. They both could have had a balloon payment in it. They both could have just been basically paying interest with a little bit of principal on them. And then at the end, okay, here's your deadline. Now you owe the rest of the money. Why would somebody do a balloon payment? If anyone who signs up to do a balloon payment, it's an indication that you cannot afford what it is you are trying to buy. Because if you can't afford the payments now I understand the philosophy behind it. Oh, you just got out of college, you got a new job, you're going to be earning more and more money, so eventually you'll catch up in that. But like what? Just get something smaller. Get something smaller that you can afford, and then it'll appreciate in value because real estate does, unless you're in California right now. And then sell it, take the proceeds, and use that as a down payment on another home. One that you like at that time, because what you liked 10 years ago might not be the same taste that you have later on in life. So it's kind of a win-win. All right, here am I giving advice. What do I know? Oh, goodness. All right, Robyn lied about being with the twins for 2 weeks. Did she say 2 weeks? Yeah, it wasn't 2 weeks. Because Christine said she had just gotten there. But the night before Robyn was there, and the night before that, she was in the hospital. So she may have come like a week because Robyn got there. They were at the hospital. The babies were born. She went, I don't know, to a hotel. And Christine spent the night in the hospital with McKelty. Then the next day they came home. And after they got home, Robyn was there, and Christine left and went home for the night, and Robyn spent the night. And then Christine came back the next day, and I think Robyn just kept spending nights there. I think Christine kept coming during the day to visit just because she lived nearby and helped during the day, and then Robyn kind of had the night shift to help during the night, and then she would more or less sleep during the day unless the cameras were there. And then she made her appearance. But Christine specifically said on the day that it was clear was the day after they got home that, well, McKelty actually is the one that said it, that she wasn't exactly sure when Robyn was going to go home, but she knew that Robyn wanted to be home for Thanksgiving, and that was less than a week away. So there's no way she was there for 2 weeks. If she said it. Did she say that? She probably did. I have heard that somewhere else too, but I thought people were just assuming. But it came out of Robyn's mouth. Great. All right, Scarlett, welcome. 444 in the likes, and Kind Critique 61. I like that Kind Critique is on my channel. You can write whatever you want, Kind Critique. I welcome all kind critiques. 445. Thank you all for hitting the like buttons. I appreciate you so much. Okay. Candace has an off-topic question. Let's see what it says. I've always felt like Robyn is jealous of Christine's AUB bloodline. She's AUB royalty. Kody admits that's what drew him to her. That is definitely one thing Robyn can't take. Oh, I can totally see that. She's been putting Christine down from day one. I also think she is jealous of not only her bloodline, but Christine's bubbliness. And that would be the one characteristic that Kody would compliment her about and say that he liked about her. And it was a natural part of Christine. I mean, we see it. I mean, it's sometimes overbearing. She definitely has a very bubbly personality, and Robyn doesn't. So I think both those things were things that Robyn was jealous of Christine about. Okay. Bims, you thought it was 2 days. It was definitely more than 2 days. It was 2 days. The twins turned a week old and Thanksgiving. Okay. Oh, it was 2 days. The twins turned a week old. So in 2 days, they were going to turn a week old, and that was going to be on Thanksgiving. Yeah, that all sounds about right then. And she wanted to be home for Thanksgiving, so it would have been just a week that she was there. And maybe less. Please like and subscribe. Join only if you're able. No obligation to join. Please let me make that very clear. There is no obligation to join this channel. That is just if you have the means and you want to support the channel and keep it going, then I appreciate it. And if you don't have the means, please just watch the content. That helps me. It really does. And if you watch it all the way to the very end, helps a lot. Helps the algorithm a lot to watch everything all the way to the end. And the likes and the comments and shares. I don't know how many people share videos. I don't share very many. I share some with my kids when I watch some of the, like, a diary and a day in the life of CEO. He has a great channel. Sometimes I share that, and sometimes I share some of Rocky Kanaka's dog videos with my daughter who's in vet school. It's the only time I remember sharing anything. I'm not much of a sharer, but I always tell everyone else to share because they say you should share. Shockingly, I had my girlfriend who dropped this off on my doorstep for me today, Marjorie. She told me that she actually gets turned off and put off when people say share and like, and that it makes her not want to do it. And I'm like, because she's like, I don't know if you want to do that because, like, that turns me off. I'm like, I get it, and I can understand that 100%. Yet, all the data shows that when you do it, you can. In fact, on Pop Sykes' channel just the other day, he's like, oh, we started telling everybody to like this stuff, and wow, it really helped. Our numbers went up. People are hitting the like button. I just think people don't think about it. And most people understand it costs you nothing. You know, there's no harm in hitting the like button. So even if I sort of like something, I hit the like button. Only if I really didn't like it, do I not hit it. Because then I don't want that channel to keep coming back, like recommending things to me. Because even if you don't subscribe to the channel, I think sometimes the algorithm will see if you watch videos all the way through and you hit the like button, even though you wouldn't have hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to think how I know that information. I don't know. It may have just been one of the YouTube tutorial things that I was watching. But subscribe does help. And if you do like the channel, it really helps because then it definitely will populate. And even better, if you hit the bell, then you get notified when I post something. And because it's kind of all over the place, that's a good thing. And like this live, for those of you who had the bell selected after the live was going, and then it had to come down, I had to create a whole new link and start it back up again 15 minutes later. You would have gotten notified again because you had the bell. So it's good to have the bell clicked too. I don't post that much that it's going to be annoying, like maybe 3 times a week at the most, usually twice. And that's this live stream and then the video that I create. Maybe someday, if I get more subscribers and a lot of people just watching my content and commenting and liking, and I can bump it up. I can quit another job. Okay. McKelty said the twins were a week old on Thanksgiving. Okay, there you go. There you go. There you go. She was there for less than a week because she had to get home. I told him that you're the best. Are you talking to me? Who are you talking to? I'm going to assume you're talking about me. Thank you. I don't know what you're talking about. Did you notice that during their fight, Robyn got to say her piece without talking over him? I guess you mean. Yeah, that he listened. He didn't understand, but he did listen, Mary. I agree. His face was like, I wonder if he was thinking, do I say what I want to say, or is this when I'm supposed to be quiet? Because I felt like he wasn't hearing what she was saying, but he was listening, if that makes sense. Or vice versa. He heard her, but he wasn't listening. I'm sorry, I can't get the idea of the bat in the closet out of my head. I don't know who said that, but that's funny. Okay, the closet situation. Let me tell you, I was prepared because that was being teased so much. I had so much information. I was going in hard on her about how wrong that all was. But then after I watched it, I softened up. You're gonna hate my Thursday video. I started thinking, oh yeah, I remember how rough it was. How you want to have the baby really close by. And if you're the one that's waking up and trying to get the baby over to her, you don't want to go walking up the steps. I know their house, McKelty's house, has I know it has 3 levels. It might even have 4. It's very narrow and tall. So there's multiple levels to it. And it's very likely there wasn't another bedroom on that floor. Or maybe there's one and it's where, she could have slept on the floor. Maybe she didn't want to wake up the daughter. So I kept thinking okay, so who wants to go up and down steps holding precious cargo like that when you're tired? I know I did it when I had to sometimes after my daughter, when I started pumping and storing because nursing wasn't working out. So it was like having twins because I would get the bottle out and warm it up and then feed her and then put her down to sleep and then pump and then store it in the refrigerator for the next time. And it was a nightmare. But at any rate, that was child number 2 that I had to do that with. And I remember feeling out of it going down the steps and always trying to be real aware of just focus, Jenny, just don't trip going down the stairs to the kitchen. So because of those personal memories coming flooding back to me, I thought, yeah, I would want to be nearby too. I wouldn't want to do steps, but I wouldn't want to be in the same room with her and Tony either. So the closet was big enough for a twin mattress. It was a good sized closet. That's where I would have wanted been too, because I would have wanted to kind of have my own room too. Just, I'm not going to see you. You don't see me. But I'll have the babies in here and they probably were in a little crib or bassinet or something, and then take care of them that way. So then all of a sudden it didn't bother me as much. She didn't bother me in that whole scene, quite frankly. Although after editing it, after going back watching it, I felt like there was one line that was a little bit of an underhanded dig that I didn't catch the first time. But all in all, it seemed like it went smooth between her and Christine. They both tolerated each other. I don't know. Maybe I was in a good mood because she actually looked decent. She didn't have 10 tons of makeup on her face. And so she looked more real and vulnerable, and her hair was just hanging straight down. It wasn't the big rollers stuff that she normally does. So, okay. Oh, Susie, you think that Robyn was crying also in that experience about her dad? It's possible. It's possible. And because of editing, the conversation could have been taken, chopped up, and talking about different things at different times too. So it is possible. Okay. Ethel's the one that said hanging upside down in the closet. Ethel, you naughty girl. Hi, Fairy Elephant. Welcome. The lies keep coming. Yes, they do. Notice Robyn's jab to Christine about being the first one to hold a twin. Yeah, and I didn't catch that the first time. So I had to do these videos right after the live because I feel all pumped up from it. But it's late for me. I don't normally go to bed that late. I didn't go to bed at 2:30 in the morning on Monday. This time I got to bed at 2 in the morning after recording it all. Maybe that's why. I don't know. There's so much to catch. But I missed that in last week's episode, that she made a point to say how she was the first. And I feel like I'd have to go back and look at it again, because at that point I couldn't talk about it because it was already all done and shot. And I'm like, I can't say everything about everything. It's already going to be like a 45 to 50 minute long video, maybe longer than 50 minutes. She said something to the effect of, it was good that I was there for all that time and I was able to do everything. And then Christine could come and like just sort of hang out during the day or something like that. I got the implication that she was saying her role was very important in being there for Mykelti, whereas Christine's wasn't. And maybe because she was staying there, but she was staying there because she lived in another state and Christine lived around the block. So I don't know. I don't know. Picturing her hanging upside down in the closet with her curlers in her hair, cleaning diapers. I don't think Mykelti had an extra bedroom. But that's where I was going to come down hard, Petey's mommy. That's where I was going to like really go, what are you talking about? Or if there was an extra bedroom, I do believe it was on another floor. Because Mykelti has talked about it in her Patreon a couple times about how narrow and tall their house is. I think she said it between the basement and the top floor. I think there's 4 floors. So I think there's only like a room or 2 on each floor. Like when we were looking at Thanksgiving, you could kind of see the kitchen with like the little bit of living room area. That's it. Like then there's the basement down below and then there's the bedrooms and then I guess in some houses that's all there is too. Anyway. Okay. Well, that's a good point, Ashley. Because we are seeing a very different Robyn. Did she see the light or did she see a coach? Which is it? Or I've always said she's not smart, but she's street smart. So maybe she's she was able to manipulate the family. Has a difficult time with math and spelling. But she managed to wheedle her way into that family and get exactly what she wanted out of it. So I think the street smart, she was able to get the man she wanted too by getting pregnant by him before her sister who was dating him got him. I'm tired of the whole, it's awkward between the parents. Let's let it move on, pretend to be friendly. Yeah, I'm ready to move on with that storyline too. We don't need to hear about it anymore. Ad nauseum. Oh, I noticed Christine's reaction when Tony told Christine prophesied the dirty diaper. Yeah, when Robyn prophesies the dirty diaper. Yeah, she's a prophet. Tony was giving all these compliments to Robyn. Christine was like, that's great. Wow, yeah. I don't think she was thrilled. Okay. Carrie Ball, she heard 2 weeks too. Yeah, I don't think she was. Oh yeah, Kathy, somebody did refer to it as Robyn's sister wives closet. She went in the sister wives closet. She loves the sister wives closet. So she's okay being in the closet. All right. I heard that each adult is getting $40,000 per episode. Wow. Eventually the show will end, but we will all want to see Tata Farms and follow up. Is Robyn positioning to be in an after series? I'm not interested in Robyn in an after series, quite frankly, because I'm not invested and interested that much in her. My interest in her and Kody is how they relate to the rest of the family. Just the 2 of them like going on a vacation together. I don't even think I was ever interested in her, and I don't think I watched the honeymoon episode until just recently. I think I skipped it when it first aired. I don't care. And I feel bad about it, but it's just facts, and I don't care about her kids. I'm not invested in them either. She kept the young ones off camera for so long, and the older ones are off camera now for so long. I don't know them like we know the OG 13. Like, they were always there. They were always on camera. And we know their parents the most. And we love their parents the most. I mean, the moms. So, yeah. So I'm invested in them and I care. I mean, even if there was a spin-off of all the kids afterwards, I don't know how much I'd care about seeing the part of Robyn's kids. Is that bad? It's nothing against the kids. I don't want to come across like I'm saying anything negative about them. I feel like I don't really know them. So you can't care about something you don't know about. You could be interested in it, but I'm not that interested in it. I don't know why. Okay. Cindy from Oz said that Christine should have replied to Tony with, "What does the nanny do if she's such a prophet?" Oh, so true. 40,000 is only chump change to Robyn. Oh my goodness. Could you all imagine if just 1 year? If we just had one season, we got $40,000 an episode each. Oh, what could the Robyn do? Yes, that's so great. Who said that? I heard that at the last, we were talking about, somebody put that in this chat. Was it the last live stream? Or was it at the, maybe it was after when we watched it live, somebody wrote, "What did the Robyn do?" And I thought it was so funny. Okay. That's a lot of money. You're right, Sam. That's a lot of money. $40K. $200,000 a year each. She's got Kody. She lives with Kody. $400,000. But they do blow through money. It's a lot of money, though. Okay. Yeah. Karen, you feel the same way I do. Just not interested. I was so not interested when Mary was talking to Aurora about her dating life. I felt uncomfortable. Felt like she was really uncomfortable with it. So I don't know if she wanted to do it or not, but if she did want to do it and that's how uncomfortable she came across, then yeah, I don't think I'd want to see a show. Okay. Miss Ohm would never watch anything with Robyn and Kody Brown in it. That's right. Chakal. Breach. Wendy wishes that they give us less, or hoping that we get less Robyn and Kody and more of the OG3. Their part is always so lame, and truthfully, they seem to just give hate to everyone else. Yeah, there's not a lot of introspection going on that side of the family, is there? All right. Kathy said that the townhouse that McKelty was in had a bedroom on each floor. First floor behind the garage, Avalon on the second floor, and Masters on the top floor. There you go. So the extra bedroom would have been down off the garage on the first floor, 2 floors away. Who wants to do that in the middle of the night? Yeah, Betty, just think of all the artwork they can buy with their money. But see, okay, now we're going to get back to money again, right? I know I'm past the time I normally end, but I started late. So these episodes, we've been getting more and more information about money, but at the same time, I've been getting more and more confused about the money because Janelle clearly didn't have access to information on how Coyote Pass was getting paid off. She didn't have access to that money or to know how much was in there or to know how much was paid off. Whereas I thought Janelle was always handling all the finances. Now, I know she does the taxes, so she does have some information about stuff, but she should know where all their money's going if she handles the taxes too. Unless, because they have the LLC and that's separate, I do believe they were all still taking part of their TLC money and putting it into the family fund and maybe keeping just a small portion of it. There was a period of time that I heard a rumor, and I don't know where, who would know this for a fact? That's why, I got to question it, because unless, I'm like, what's your source? Somebody said, there's my source, so take it with a grain of salt. Somebody said all the wives kept the money that they made out of their own personal businesses, but then all the family money went into the family fund to pay for family things. And yet the kids had to figure out how to pay for their own college. Kody claimed his money paid for the kids' cars, of which McKelty's like, what? I got to go back and watch that. I'm going to do a video on that. I don't know if it was the cars or the insurance that he said he covered for all the kids that she just kind of went, no, he didn't. It's so good. I think that's the only episode I watched. Again, I was falling asleep when I was watching it. So, but I remember rewinding because I wanted to see her expression. I'm like, oh yeah, she's not agreeing. She's not agreeing. I'll have to do a video on that. That was like a week ago. So the finances are kind of a mess. So I feel like it was sort of half and half. Like and then Kody took over the family fund. Janelle allowed him to do that. Why? So many questions to Janelle. Why? Like when she wanted her name to be on the home as well so that they all owned a piece of it. And Kody said, no, Robyn needs something in her own name. When Janelle wasn't getting anything in her own name. She was renting. But Kody said Robyn needed something in her own name. And I'm like, so then what happened? And then you said what, Janelle? Okay? That's where I get confused. I don't know. So obviously she was hands off for a decent amount of the money. She doesn't know. She had no idea. She sees him buying toys and trucks. She's now seeing all the artwork on the walls. I think everybody is starting to see all the posts that went out starting over a year ago about all the itemizing everything in Kody and Robyn's house. And clearly Janelle's caught wind of it. I'm sure her kids have sent it to her and said, oh, you know how you don't have anything and nothing to your name? By the way, here's a $17,000 statue sitting on their counter. Oh, so I don't understand the money situation whatsoever. But let's just say that it was maybe, they got the last couple years half and half. Because Robyn never worked another job. So there's no way that could have been the policy unless Kody said, well, I'll cover Robyn since we're living in the same house, but I'm also going to handle the family fund. And then we'll take all that money too. I don't know. There's just so many different ways that this could go. But even if they just put half of it in there and kept the other half, and then I do believe they got to keep all the money that they made from their individual direct selling stuff. So if half of the TLC money went in there, that's a lot of money that Kody had access to for all these years that he no longer has access to. And Janelle wants the money she invested in that house back. Now, Mary, dear Mary, please do the same thing. Demand to get your money out too, because it was the proceeds of the sale of the houses of both Mary and Janelle that went into Robyn's house to help buy the, as Robyn admits, family home that was going to be an asset for everybody in the Kody Brown family. On tape. Oh, talk about a slip. All right, Christine deserves her money. Yeah, Christine's never going to see another penny though. Oh, but for child support she will. She deserves it 100%. She deserves more than that. She just walked away with whatever were the proceeds that were in the house that was hers, that she made all the mortgage payments on anyway. But Kody made it look like in his interview that was money that the family put into the house and she just took it. I just can't. Okay, a couple more and then I'm going to get going. Did I miss any major things? Oh, I just wanted to say for Thanksgiving, it was good to see everybody together at Christine's house, and then also having Tony's family there as well. It's always fun to have a nice big Thanksgiving. That's fun. It's good to see everybody there. I really enjoyed seeing Peyton at Janelle's house too. However, I don't know that I believe Christine when she said that she was excited that he was going there. I would understand it 100%. I would get it and I would say, okay, go. I was trying to think how I could relate this in my own life because I'm not in a polygamous situation. So I'm like, okay, what if my son wanted to go with, because already I have daughters that we have to split Thanksgivings for and all that, and I don't like it. I'm not excited when she goes. She's not around for Thanksgiving, either one of them, and they go to the house of the other. Well, actually, my one daughter doesn't even. She only gets. She works for a podcast company, and they do podcast sales stuff on Good Friday. So it's actually like a busy time for her. So she can't get all the way home and then get back, and she kind of has to be around, and she's 8 hours away. She kind of has to be around if things go wrong in that with the sale or the posting or the website or whatever, because she's in the marketing department. So I don't see her at Thanksgiving. And the other daughter, of course, has to split 1 year with us and then 1 year with his. Or sometimes they'll come and visit, but just not eat because they ate at the other house, which is lovely. I like that. Okay, so I'm trying to imagine a situation. I'm like, okay, if my son, who he and his girlfriend just broke up, but I think it's for the best. And he'll realize in time it's for the best. At any rate, if he has another girlfriend, hope he doesn't see this. He doesn't watch. And it's fairly new, and she's amazing, and I love her to death. And I just really want him to nurture this relationship because I want it to go the distance. I would be excited that he would be invited over there for Thanksgiving because I would feel like, okay, that's another step in the process. Like that would make me excited. But I would still miss him. I wouldn't be all like, to him, I would be that way. So I feel like that's where she's kind of doing a little bit of acting. Just like she was saying everything was fine with Robyn. But then in the talking head interview that she did, she's just like, it's going to be awkward. And it was awkward. I don't know. All right. Sometimes I think Christine talks out of both sides of her mouth. She's still caught up in that. We have to make sure everything looks good and right. And she has to remember to come back down to earth because that's the part of Christine that we enjoy and love. Janelle's always real. Katrina, I just saw this blue box here and I didn't see it before. There we go. Poop Prophet. Thank you for the super chat, Katrina. Poop Prophet. That's what she is. Yes. A prophet that knows he's going to poop. All right. Oh. Ibka? I'll call you Ibka, even if it's LBCA. Ibka is easier to say. It could be like the first letter of all your kids' names or something. I didn't think about the Gwen and Peyton thing. I didn't put that together. Silly me. Too late. I already recorded the video. That is really good. You're right. I would be excited if I were her too. Absolutely. Because you wouldn't want him there. Because if he was there, Gwen might not come. And then Gwen came and she brought her, I don't know if she was a fiance at the time or just a girlfriend, but maybe a girlfriend. But she brought Bia with her. And I think Christine was excited that she was bringing Bia around and she felt comfortable to do that. And Gwen won't be around Peyton. Just a little bit. All right, I'm not going to say anything. We have a couple victims in this family. Um, yeah, we got to work on that, don't we? I think lately it's been better, but we're not going to see that for 2 years. We're still going to see the big frizzy thing. Okay. Deborah says Sabin has a scoop on poop. Whiskey River. There's usually a government site county to view property information, including taxes. Yeah, but that's all that's on there. It's a real estate transfer site, and it is found by county, so you can see when a property was sold. Although it doesn't list like an immediate sale. It's not until it's like listed. You know how when you buy a house, you sign all the paperwork and all that, but it takes like 30 to 45 days for everything to go through and to get approved here, blah, 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 blah. At the end of all of that, kind of like about the time you get the keys is when it's going to get posted on the county auditor's website. So if they sell their house, we're not going to see it sold on there. We would see it sold on the website for the real estate agency. Maybe, I mean, because they're in that celebrity category, they might just take it down and not say actually sold on it. I'm not sure how that would work, but it doesn't have information on mortgages and whose name is on the mortgage. It will say whose name is on the property. That information will be there, like who technically owns it. Okay. Scarlett, yeah. How much stuff came out of his mouth on this episode that he forgot? We know the truth. Do you not know the people who watch this show? We know it all. Okay. Yes, I know. Isn't that great? I know. It's a gift. It lasts me a long time before I have to refill it. Okay. Janelle was close to Payton. Spent a lot of time with her boys and stayed at her house a lot. Yeah, which is the other reason why it was great. Like, that's why I understood. I believed everything Christine said, but I just felt like it was all rainbows and sunshine with a big smile on her face. And I was like, I'm not buying that at all. But now I do. Now I do, because I forgot about the whole Gwen component. How she doesn't like being around him. Oh, see, Mary, you heard it got taken off the market. Okay. So was it sold and taken off the market? Or just taken off the market? Probably just taken off the market. Because a lawsuit probably would have put a lien on. I mean, I don't know. You can't put a lien on it until there's an actual dollar amount that they owe. But it would have been hard for them to get a loan for another house knowing that there was a pending lawsuit going on, because that would have been up in the air in terms of, well, how much are they going to owe? How much income are they going to get? I mean, if they're making $400,000 a year, they should be able to pay child support and be fine with a mortgage, unless they want to buy a $6 million home or something like that people claim they were looking at. Just because it was on the market and in the area that somebody mentioned they kind of wanted to move to. I don't think anybody has like a photo of them actually going and touring it even. No, nor less saying, yeah, we want this house. So I think it's all speculation. Black-eyed Sue. Robyn depends on her looks. God said, poof, pop up, buttercup. Yeah, that makes, yeah. Ian, I agree. It makes sense. It matches. In order for all the assets to be known. Oh, right. Oh, good point. I didn't even think of it that way, Moira. Yeah. You have to claim all your assets. How do you know if it's going to be an asset or not? Is it sold or is it yours? Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, yeah, that was so good, right? So good. how Janelle said Christine helped when Logan was born. In your face, Kody. Completely contradicting what he said before. And even Christine explained what he said before because she wasn't denying. See, this is how Kody always gives these half-truths. Like, Christine was struggling a little bit. And she even mentioned in the book that she was struggling a little bit when we read through it. Go watch the videos if you haven't. We read through it chapter by chapter for, 16 weeks. And discussed. She said it was difficult. She came into the family that already had 2 wives established, and one was pregnant, very, very pregnant. Like she was very, very pregnant when Robyn came into the family. And Janelle had the baby, and it was difficult. Janelle said it was difficult for her. She had this newborn baby, but yet there's this new young wife who's just excited to just run around and play and have fun, but she had to be, I have to settle. I'm working full time in that. And it just was a period of, it had only been a few months. So like they hadn't gotten into a routine. They hadn't gotten a system down yet. And now there's a baby. So it was roughest on Christine, who's the new person and is trying to find her way, make peace, and see how she fits into this whole family. That's all it was about. She was not jealous of Logan. She was uncomfortable in polygamy. It's really what it was. And that's what she said. She goes, I don't know, I was new to the marriage. That's what was uncomfortable about it. But yeah, there was a baby too. That was part of the component, but had nothing personal. For Kody to make it personal about her and Logan was so wrong. That was really wrong. And so I just love how they had footage of what Janelle said about it and how she's like, oh, Christine was so great. And for her to be there to help out, that was wonderful. I remember when Christine did that for me one night, and just to be able to, on a night that I'm having a rough time, for her to just take him for the whole night so I could sleep was so great. I wish Janelle would have said she did it more than one night. But anyway, it was a nice, that was good editing on TLC's part. Old Country Roses. You've wanted those dishes since you were a teenager. Look at that. Well, they might be having a fire sale. Depending on how everything goes with the land in the house. And the lawsuit. You might be able to get them for a good price. Keep your eye open for Craigslist in Flagstaff. Oh, goodness. Oh, they could get an injunction to prohibit any sales of assets. Oh, interesting. I wonder if they will, Texas Sherry. Yeah, a lot of people are all agreeing. Skiing taken off the market because of this lawsuit. I like how it just puts a pause in whatever plans the Codester had. Okay. All right. They need a bigger place. They don't look like art hoarders. Too late. We already know. Yeah. And they're going to have a hard time selling that house. Absolutely. Yeah. You have to bring in your own propane. There's no air conditioning. There's no water. They have to bring in their own water. I didn't even realize they had to bring in their own propane. There's no water hookup. They have trunks bringing in water, so they have a water tank somewhere nearby. They were supposed to, my understanding was that a lot of the homes around there dig wells because there's no running water to that area. Who was it? Somebody lovely here that I haven't had a chance to respond to. I've gotten a bunch of emails in the past month I haven't responded to. Really. Rhonda, I see you. I'll respond. There's a bunch of emails I haven't gotten around to. But I read them really quick. And somebody wrote me who lives in Flagstaff area. So they were kind of explaining the topography of the area and the land and that. And they were explaining that where Kody and Robyn is right now, that it was really rural. And they were just meant to be little cottages for people who are they're skiing in the wintertime. So they don't have air conditioning because most of the time the homes were vacant in the summer. And it doesn't even get that warm up there because it's up in the mountains. And so that's why there's no central air. And then the water most of the homes would tap into wells, but that one didn't. I don't know if there's not water nearby. Maybe that's why they kind of have a lot of land around them. Maybe they were too high up and they couldn't get down to a well. But yeah, they had some sort of tank that they get it trucked into. What a pain in the ass. Can you imagine? And then if they had to do propane for heat as well, I mean, all right. Oh, you heard that on a podcast? Okay. I don't know which part, but thanks. I hate giving out bad information. Oh, okay. Robyn is such a martyr. She is. Okay. Rules from pacifiers being thrown. I found it odd. Oh, now that I think about it, I should look on my desktop. I think there's a whole section that I recorded that didn't get on my video. Because I remember saying, or maybe I was saying it in the live. Maybe I didn't say it on the recorded video. Maybe that's what I'm remembering. Because I know it's not in the edited version, because I've gone through the final version once. I have to watch it again, but I didn't have mention of this. When Robyn was really excited that she got him to take a pacifier that night, I was confused, and maybe I have this wrong. Let me know if I have it wrong. Doc Karen, are you here? My retired OBGYN. I have another retired OBGYN somewhere out on the West Coast. I can't think of your name right now. Anyway, or any nurses that are out there that work in the nursery. I thought that I didn't give my kids pacifiers until well after they had established nursing. And I don't know if I'm pulling this out of like no man's land, but I thought the reasoning was that the tongue thrust reflex used on nursing versus the way that the child sucks and the way that they use the tongue, etc. I know it's more of a tongue thrust on one and more of a suck on the other, that it's a little bit different with the human breast versus a bottle nipple. So you want to get them to latch on real comfortably, so it's not, that the latch comes very easy and that they it's down, it's a pattern, they've got it, they're not going to lose it before you introduce either bottles or pacifiers. Am I losing it? Because I'm like, wait a minute, they just got home from the hospital and she gave them pacifiers last night. What? And then McKelty said her milk just came in then, and I'm like, so they're not really drinking much. I don't know. Tell me. I'll look down below. I'll try to catch up. I know I gotta end this. They need to latch on. Yeah. Okay. So you're supposed to wait, right? And by all means, stop the pacifier by the time your kid's in elementary school. Yeah. Side note, of all people to be encouraging the pacifier. Yeah, I had nothing about the pacifier. I must have just been talking about it after we watched it live that night, because I just realized there is nothing on my video about it. Okay, no, you're not wrong. They always told me to not give my pacifiers until they are latching and feeding good, because yes, it has different mouth. That's what I thought. Okay. That sounds right, Jenny. Only breast to begin with. Yeah, she could be screwing it up and then they could start just rejecting breastfeeding. As if she wants to breastfeed. If you have two, as long as you're not working full time, because that would be a nightmare. But if you have two, it's going to save you a lot of money if you can be breastfeeding for as long as you possibly can. Okay. All right. Okay, I'm not losing my mind. I want to say the tongue thrust happens. Let's see. You would think natural. Anyway, I'm not going to work through it with you guys. Kody needs a binky. That's what we need to do. Just get him one. Oh, goodness. All right. Oh. That's why she's not so bright. All right. It's hard. Mine eventually took pacifiers, but I also, after they latched on, but like I said, the one, she just never, she tore me to shreds. And she was screaming. I could tell her stomach was all upset. And I would always try to pump extra anyway with all my kids after I was done nursing. And when I saw the one time that was almost like solid blood going into the bottle, I thought, well, no wonder this kid is crying. Her stomach has to be upset. And that was the point that I thought, okay, she's not getting it. And I am in extreme pain. They all hurt me a lot. Some people take to it, and I showed all three of mine. Boy, it took a long time before they really got it, and it was weeks before it was not so painful. But she just never quite got it. So, but I pumped. All of mine, I ran out of milk around 7 months. Okay. But then the other two, I was able to still nurse them and then give them a pacifier after a while, after it was down. Okay. All right, I am going to sign off now. You guys are amazing. I love you, sister friends. This was fun. I think we pretty much covered it all. There was really no Mary in any of this, so I'm venturing to guess that we're going to see a little bit more of her next episode. I don't know. Let me read you the synopsis of what's going to happen next week. It says... Yes. Oh, this might be good too. This might be good because it seems like from the not the trailer, but from the preview, that Kody may have ditched showing up when he was supposed to be there. I don't know. I might be wrong. I might be putting 2 and 2 together. I am putting 2 and 2 together, but it may not equal 4. We'll find out. It may be Robyn math. We'll see. All right. So it says, Mary asks the church for a release from her marriage to Kody. So we get to see that. That's going to be good. I'm excited about that. I would love to see all the details of it because I don't know anything about that. So to me, it's fascinating, but they probably won't show any details. But hopefully she talks enough about it. Gabe opens up to Janelle about his relationship with his father. That ought to be interesting. That's another one that I wondered if maybe Garrison got cut out of that there was also a scene with him doing the same thing because he was the most vocal. Gabe was not as vocal about his disdain for his father as Garrison was. All right. And then it says, Christine is excited for her second date with David. Okay, don't care. McKelty reveals that she ate her placenta. Again, don't care. And Robyn is left in tears on Christmas. May not care, curious. I need the answer to why on that one. Okay. Let me hit save on that. And I just realized I need to get a quote in here. And the quote for today is going to be... I don't know where I found this one. I'll put it in here. I can't even remember it or why I put it in here, but I will cut and paste it nonetheless. I'll have to read it again after I cut and paste it because I was like, what did that say? Okay. It says, expecting life to treat you well because you are a good person is like expecting an angry bull not to charge because you are a vegetarian. Ooh. Yeah, that's good. No, that's good. Just because you're a nice person doesn't mean everyone's going to treat you well or that life's even going to treat you well. So just chin up, buck up, and be happy. Just be, what do we have? Be mindful, be grateful, be positive, be true, and be kind. There you go. Words to live by. All right, good night, everybody. Let me sign off. Good night, sister friends. Love you all. This has been a lot of fun. I will see you next Tuesday.